Yes. Okay. I think we are live now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So let's get started. Topic for today is number series. Now, number series. See, series as a chapter has two types. One is number series and the other is letter series. Now, our today's topic is number series. You can expect 1 to 2 questions. Almost every year you will get questions from this. Okay. Now, there are three kinds of usual series that are given to you. So first I'll tell you about this, then I'll tell you about some basic methods, how we do it, then a flowchart, and then we'll start doing the PYQs as always, and hopefully we'll cover almost all of the PYQs. Now, let's get started. So this is first thing. First kind of series is the normal ones that you always are used to seeing. This is based on some plus, minus or multiplication. Now, here sometimes the series may have, for example, if you observe this series, this is what 1 and 4, so this is plus 3, this is also plus 3, this is also plus 3, 7 and 10, next will also be plus 3, so the answer would be 30. Correct? This is how it will work in the usual sense. Now this is called when the difference is the same, difference or the multiplication by what number you are doing, that remains same. So this is actually, the difference is actually constant here. Okay. Now there are other kind of series where this pattern itself is not the same. That is, here you had plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. Similarly you can have multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. But observe this, if you see here 1 2 8 48, first of all this is a multiplication series, correct? Now the pattern here is actually 1 to 2, this is into 2, this is into 4, 2 to 8, then 8 to 48 is into 6, next would be into 8. So this is 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. Answer would be 384. Answer not very important here. What is happening? So this is called successive series, that is successively this is changing constantly. Okay. Now just a second. Yeah, yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, fine. Now next thing is, some series are based on some kind of squares or cubes. Okay. For example, if you look at this series, this is 0 7 26 63. What will be the next term? Okay. Now this becomes tricky if you don't remember the squares and cubes. Okay. Now see, if you do know the cubes, this is a very easy series. This is actually cubes of numbers minus 1. Okay. See here, see here, see this. So basically this is 1 cube minus 1, this is 2 cube minus 1, 2 cube is 8, 8 minus 1 7, then this is 3 cube minus 1, then this is 4 cube minus 1, next would be what, next would be what, 5 cube minus 1, that is 125 minus 1. Answer becomes 124. This you understand? Now of course, seeing them directly that these are involving squares or cubes sometimes becomes difficult. So we'll be learning a method here called step form. Step form will make this almost mechanical. Okay. But of course, remembering these squares and cubes is important in number series as well as in other topics also. They keep on using it. Then last is of course the miscellaneous one. Okay. Now in miscellaneous, sometimes they give plus and multiplication both together. So this was just plus, this was just multiplication. Here you have both of them. For example, if you look at this series 1 4 13 40, what will be the next term? So it will be like this is, if you see here, so this is into 3 plus 1. Can you see this? 1 into 3 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. Now, next, this is also into 3 plus 1. 4 3s are 12, 12 plus 1, 13. Similarly, this is also into 3 plus 1, 39 plus 1. Next would also be into 3 plus 1. Into 3 is what? 40 into 3 is 120. 120 plus 1 is 121. So 121 becomes the answer. Understood? So this is plus and multiplication both together. Sometimes they give it like this also. Okay, this also is helped by when you start doing step form. So I'll show you how to do it. Then last and very important from UPSC perspective is when series are based on prime numbers. Now here, please be careful, no other method can work. If you know anything about prime numbers, you must know that they don't have a fixed pattern. If they had a fixed pattern, then we could have found out all the prime numbers correct just by following a series. But they don't follow any series. And that is why prime numbers are also used in calculating the capacity and computing ability of supercomputers. Why? Because till what point they can find prime numbers becomes a very important quality. Why so? Because they have to compute independently that this is a prime number or not. There is no other way. That is, there is no other pattern. So now, if they base a question on prime numbers, then you must find that this question is based on prime numbers. Otherwise, there is no other way to do it. Understood? Okay. So now this is a series based on prime numbers. So we'll have it in the flowchart that we always check this. Okay. Now, how it is based on? How it is based on prime numbers? See this. So this is actually, if you look, this is 2 plus 1. Next prime number 3, 3 plus 1. This is 5 plus 1. This is 7 plus 1. This is 11 plus 1. Correct. Next would be what? Next prime number is what? 13. 13 plus 1. So answer here becomes what? Answer here becomes 14, which is 13 plus 1. You understand this? Okay. Hopefully you do. So basically this is plus minus multiplication, square cubes and miscellaneous. These are the major kind of questions that I have seen. Okay. Now the next thing is squares and cubes. Whatever I have written on the board, at least these many squares and cubes you should remember. At least these many. Okay. So it starts from 0 is fine. So basically from 1 to 22, 1 to 22 you should remember the squares. Okay. And cubes also you should remember till at least 12. Okay. 22 and 12. Now, some cubes you might remember 1, 8, 27, 64, 4 cube, 5 cube is 125, 6 cube is 216, 7 from 7 cube. Now, most people won't remember this. So, please try to remember these. This is 7 cube is 343, 8 cube is 512, 9 cube is 729, 10 cube is fine, 11 cube is 1331 and 12 cube is 1728. Please try to remember at least these. Okay. It will help you a lot, not just in this chapter but in any chapter. Okay. Then because sometimes they have also given questions in coding decoding as well as when you have to find distances in a chapter called direction sense. Correct. So there also you need something known as Pythagorean triplets. Correct. Like 3 4 5. Similarly you have other Pythagorean triplets also. So those, that is why you have to remember them, because squares, if you remember, it is very easy to calculate. Then next thing is step form. So we'll learn how to do any question using step form. Okay, if you remember, this is the question that I gave in homework on Twitter. Okay, anyway, most people won't have done this. So let's see this. So this is 2, 8, 26, 62, 122 and the next one we have to find. So first thing, in step form, what we do, we keep on finding the successive differences. Understood? What we find? We keep on finding the successive differences. This is the whole point. Now, let's get started. So, 2 and 8. What is the difference? 6. 8 and 26. What is the difference? This will be 18. Correct? Then 62 and 26. What is the difference? 36. Correct? Because you can subtract 62 minus 26. Then next 62 and 122, 122 minus 62. So basically this will be equal to 60. Next I don't know. Correct? Fine till here. Now if this is so, if you can see a pattern here, or if you cannot, just get to the same number, just keep doing this process again and again. So now 6 and 18, what is the difference? Difference is of 12. Then 18 and 36, difference is of 18. Then 36 and 60, so this is 40. 40 is 20 difference and 4 more, so this is 24. Then next I again don't know. Now, most people can see a pattern here. This is 12, then 18, then 24. Next would be what? 30. If you don't, just go one step more forward. So this becomes what? 12 and 18. So the difference is 6. Here also the difference is 6. Now what would be this difference? Of course, seeing the same pattern, now you're getting the same numbers. So 6, 6, next would also be similarly 6. Correct? So if this is 6, fine till here. Okay. Now if this is so, if this is 6, then what you can do, you can find all these blanks and backtrack to get this answer. Now see how it works. So basically what you will do, 24 is here. Now the difference between this and 24 would have been 6. Correct? This number minus 24 would have been 6. So what I can do to get this number, I can simply add 24 like this. So you always have to follow this V pattern. You come like this and you write it here. Correct? So 24 plus 6, what is the answer? 30. Then 60 plus 30, what is the answer? 90. Then 122 plus 90, what is the answer? 200 and 212. This becomes the answer. Understood? So this is how you do step form. You have to keep on finding out the difference till you get the same numbers, or you start seeing a very simple pattern here. Now this is of course good for, so if a question involves squares or cubes, this is the best way to solve it. If you don't see it directly, this works very well. Also one more type which people find very difficult, which is this mixed type. This is plus and multiplication both. Now this also, if you do 1-2 steps of the step form in those questions, it will get solved very easily, or you can see the pattern very easily. So there also it helps you. Understood? So this is step form. Now we'll get to the flowchart and then of course the questions. Okay. Fine till here? Okay. Then this is flowchart to solve number series questions. Okay. Now let's see this. So basically what you have to do, this is the first step. Please don't forget it. This is the first step what you have to do. So basically you check the series, that this series is increasing or decreasing or oscillating. Now what does these two terms mean? For example 1 3 5 7, then 9. What this series is doing? This series is constantly increasing. Can you see this? Similarly, if I just write this in opposite direction, 9 7 5 3 1, then what the series is doing? This series is decreasing constantly. Correct? Now the other, so first thing is you check that the series is increasing or decreasing. Now one more possibility is there. Always remember that possibility as well, where the series looks something like this. Okay, a series that looks like this. Now what is this series doing? This series is, first of all, from 1 to 20 it is increasing, then 20 to 2 it is decreasing, then 2 to 10 it is again increasing, then 10 to 4 it is again decreasing. correct? So you cannot say that this is an increasing series or decreasing series. This is changing its direction all the time. This is called oscillating series. Now it is a very good hint that if a series is oscillating like this, if the series is oscillating like this, then it is most probably an odd even series. Now what is this odd even series? Basically, in these, what you have to do, you have to see the odd terms differently and the even terms separately. You see them separately, you will find a very easy series. Now let's see this. Let's see in this. So if you look at the odd terms, so this is 1, then 2, then 4. Correct? Can you see a very simple series? This is just multiplication of 2 on the odd term. Now observe this. This is 20, then 10. I am looking at the even series now. So 20 became half, that is 10. Next would be what? Again, it will become half again, because this is again a even term. So what will be the answer? 20, then 10. Next would be 5. Understood? So here, once you identified that this is an oscillating series, just immediately start looking for odd even terms separately. So if this is an odd even series, you see them separately and you will get the answer. Understood? So this is done for oscillating. Now if it is increasing or decreasing, then we have to move forward and check for more things. Now see this. So if it is increasing or decreasing, now what you do, you check the difference between terms. At least first difference you write, like in that step form if you see. So this step I am asking you to write. Any series may be given to you, you try to write this, or at least try to think in your head that what is the first differences. Then so you check the difference between each of these terms. Now you check the difference. Now if it is changing very slowly, okay, if the difference is very changing very slowly, for example here difference is 2 2 2 like this now, or it may be 2 3 4 5, this is changing of difference very slowly. Now this is in all probability, this is then in all probability a plus minus series, because the differences are changing slowly. So what you can do, you can just continue with the step form, or you will just see a pattern immediately. So this is the plus minus series. Now if the difference is changing drastically, if it is changing drastically, then it is a multiplication based series. For example, see this one, see this one. If you look at the differences here, so differences 1 here, then 6, then 40. 1 6 40, isn't this changing too drastically? Correct. Why it is changing too drastically? Because it was actually based on multiplication, while if you look at here, the difference is almost constant. Okay, then so now if it is changing drastically, then it is multiplication. Now if both of these don't work, then what you do? So if this is not working, that is you saw the difference, you cannot find it is plus minus or multiplication directly, then what you do, then you look using step form, because it may be involving squares and cubes. So then you try for step form, you do the complete step form, or try to do the step form completely. If it is based on squares and cubes, you will be fine here. Now if that is not the case, then this is a miscellaneous type question. In this there are two possibilities: either it is mixed like this, multiplication and then addition, multiplication then difference, or it is based on prime number. Now the good part is, if it is mixed, then in all probability in most of the questions this can be done using step form only. So step form though will not give you the same results as there where you got to the same exact number, but it will start giving you some pattern. So the differences will start having some multiplication pattern, some kind of pattern that you will be able to identify. Okay, we'll see questions in this. So mixed can also be solved using this. Now one thing I told you before also, I'm telling you now also, there is no solution to prime numbers. Always before leaving the question, before panicking anything, first check for prime numbers. Always if nothing is working, check for prime numbers. Now if that also is not possible, then it is very easy. You just try to observe, if you can see any pattern, try to see the options. Within 1 minute you can just leave the question. But I have not seen UPSC ever reach this stage. Okay, so if you can just manage this till here, you will be able to solve all the questions till now. Okay, till now you will be able to solve all the questions. I'll show you just how well this flowchart works. Okay, so basically what are the steps? First, you see the series, and first try to see if it is increasing or decreasing or oscillating. Now here one caveat is there, that you, when you are looking for increasing, decreasing or oscillating, ignore the first term. Just when you are trying to gauge what kind of series is this, just ignore the first term and then start looking for it. Okay, I'll tell you why we are doing this when we do the questions. So you just ignore the first term and see if it is increasing, decreasing or oscillating constantly. If it is oscillating, very easy, odd even, see separately. They usually give very easy question after this. So odd even, you will find it immediately. Now if it is increasing or decreasing only, then you have to check the first difference. Difference is changing slowly, plus minus. Of course, if the changes are, if the difference is changing drastically, this is multiplication. If this also does not work, you try for step form, because it may be around squares or cubes. If that also does not work, in miscellaneous you just focus on prime numbers. If that also does not work, check for prime numbers. If nothing works, you can just see the options, observe it for a few seconds and then just leave it. This is the whole prospect. I would not have written this as well, but why I have written, because there are questions in number series that they can form any random series. Correct, I can take a general term which is like 2n cube plus 5n square plus 6. Now how would you find that? So some very random series can also be made. So somebody, if he's giving you some very random series or you find something like this, then your option is that you do it within 1 minute and leave, or leave. Please don't get stuck in it. This is the whole point. This is the flow chart. Now we'll start doing questions. One more thing is remaining, which is this. This is the UPSC favorite. One more you can add. This is prime number series, especially starting with 2 and. Especially which is starting with 2 and sometimes it is about jumping this 9. Okay, so that also we'll see. So prime number series, especially starting with 2. Now these two are very 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 important. I can show you 3 questions that are based exactly on this. Now why UPSC keeps giving this series? Series is fairly simple. This is into 0.5 into 1 into 1.5 into 2 and it goes on. Now see this, why this series is so beautiful. If you look at the first term, from first term to second term, what will happen? The element will become half. So that means the series will initially decrease. Correct? Okay, let me give you an example. So this is like mm, 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 mm. Okay, if it is a series like this. Now if you see here, first the series decreases from 1 to 0.5. Correct, because the multiplication is with 0.5, so it will decrease, then into 1, so it remains as it is. So first it is decreasing, then it is constant, and after that it is constantly increasing. Now here students get confused that what kind of series is this? Is this increasing, decreasing, or should I call it oscillating? That is why I said that you should ignore the first term. Now if you look at it, it is constant, it's fine, but otherwise this is an increasing series, so you need to solve it exactly like you solve the increasing series. Understood? So that's why they keep repeating this pattern, because it confuses students. The other pattern is into 0.5 into 1.5 into 2.5 into 3.5 and it goes on. Understood? Here the difference is of 0.5, here the difference is of 1. That's it. Now let's get to questions. Yeah. So this is from 2015. What is the missing number X of the series this? Hmm. 7x 21 31 43. Now, okay, I'll do a few questions fast. Then I will start giving little time to you. Now, this is 7x 21 31 43. What should be done? Now, first thing, now x you don't know what is x. Just stop seeing x. Now what you are seeing 21 31 43. So this seems like an increasing series, correct? You don't know x, but if you look at 7 and 21 also, this is also increasing. So x in all probability is somewhere in between. Okay, so then this is first of all an increasing series. Now how is the difference changing? This is the second step. Remember the flow chart. First thing is I saw that if this series is increasing, decreasing or oscillating, I found out that this is an increasing series. If it is increasing, I check the difference between the terms. So now what is the difference here? 31 and 43. What is the difference? 12. 21 and 31. What is the difference? 10. Now, can you find the pattern here? 12 and 10. So here the difference is 12. Next the difference is 10. What do you think might be the previous difference? There is a very high probability that the difference might have been of 8. But if it satisfies both ways, then I will consider it right. Otherwise, I won't. So basically, 21 minus 8 should be the value of x. 21 minus 8 is what? 21 minus 8 is equals to 13. Now, if I put 13 here, then it becomes 7, 13, 21, 31, 43. Now, difference is fine. This difference is 12, this difference is 10, now this difference is 8. Now this difference should be 6 if 13 is the answer. Is it 6? Yes, it is very clearly 6. So everything is following here. Answer becomes C, 13. Simple. Finding out what kind of series is this and then writing the difference, getting to the answer. Okay, then next. Now, this is consider the sequence given here. What is the next term in the series? These are dates. This is 95, 96, 96, 96. Now, first thing, you see dates here. Let's try to find out the difference between them. Of course, this is very clearly increasing. From 95 December, you are going to 26th of Feb. Correct? It is constantly increasing. So let's find out the difference between the terms. Now, if you look at here, so 1196 to 29196. How many days? This is 28 days. Correct? Now, similarly, if I try to look from 41295 to 1196, how many days? So 4 is here. Correct? Now, how many days are left? How many days are left? In December, there are 31 days. Correct? So 27 days of December, and then you get to the first day, 1st January of 96. So again, the difference is of 28 days. That means what? The difference is constant. 28 days, 28 days. Next is also actually, if you look from 29 to 26th, correct? This is January. So 30th January, 31st, 2 days, and 26 more. So the difference is constant, which is plus 28 days. Now, one thing you need to know here from the chapter of calendar, which is if the year is divisible by 4, then it is a leap year. That is why this question was given. So 1996 was a leap year. Now, because it was a leap year, so it will also have 29th of Feb. Correct? Now if you start adding 28 days, so what will happen? So it will be till 29th Feb. So 3 days are gone in Feb only. That is 27, 28 and 29. Now 3 days are gone. So how many days are remaining in the March? So 25 days. These will be covered in March. So answer becomes what? 25th of March 96. Okay. Some people may have done this wrong because of that error of leap year. Understood? Then next. Now, see this question. Try to think first of all, what kind of series is this? Increasing, decreasing, or oscillating? Yes, Dheeraj. Yes, Shweta. Correct. What kind of series is this? Increasing, decreasing, or oscillating? 4, 196, 16, 144, like this. Now, if you look at the series, this is what? 4, then after 4, this is increasing, correct? 196, then 16 decreasing, then 144 increasing, then 36 decreasing. Very clearly, this is a oscillating series. If it is an oscillating series, what you have to look? You have to look for odd even terms separately. Correct? Now let's look for odd and even terms separately. Okay, now let's just first find out x is odd term or even term. That series only I will find, that also will work. So this is x. Yeah, so basically x is on the even place. Now what is the series going on here? So this is what? 196, 144, 100. What pattern is this? If you remember, squares. Okay, 100 is what? 100 is 10 square. 144 is what? 12 square. 196 is what? 14 square. So 14 square, 12 square, 10 square, next would be what? 8 square. 8 square is what? 64. Answer becomes B, 64. Understood? Simple. Then next, now it says what is x in the sequence 132, 129, and you have to find x. First thing what you observe, 132, 129. This is very clearly a decreasing series. Correct? Now in decreasing series what we do? We find out the difference between them, the first difference between them, and then try to guess. What is the first difference between them? Yes, yes, Shweta, yes, Meet. Then, what is the difference? So basically, this is 132 and 129. The difference is of 3. Then 129 and 124, difference is of 5. 124 and 117, difference is of 7. Then now most people, many students did what? They thought that the series is done. Okay, and then they found out, so this is, will be 9, then 11, then 13 difference they started finding out, which would have been wrong. Why? Because after 117 you get to 106 by subtracting what? By subtracting 11, not 9. Okay, so actually now if you look here, this is again the difference is 13. Now why have they missed 9? Because they are only subtracting the UPSC favorite, prime numbers. Now, so the difference was 3, 5, 7, then 9. 9 is not a prime number. So 11, then 13. Next difference would not be 15. Why? 15 is not a prime number. Next difference will be of 17. So it becomes 93 minus 17, 13 here. So 6. Then 8 minus 1 is 7. So answer becomes 76. Understood? Okay. Then next, now a simple mathematical operation, each number of the sequence, this results in a sequence with respect to prime numbers. Okay, now they have given you the hint already that this is a series with respect to prime numbers. Which of the following is the next number in the sequence? Think how it might be related to prime numbers: 14, 18, 20, 24, 30, 32. 14, 18, 20, 24. Now if the question says that it is somewhere related to prime numbers, what you should be doing is start looking out for the nearest prime numbers from them. Then you might see a pattern. Okay, so the series is like 14, 18, 20, 24, 30, 32, and the next is us. Now let's see. Let's start writing the nearest prime numbers to them. Okay, now nearest prime number, what is here? 13, then here 17, here 19. Can you see a pattern here? Isn't this 13 plus 1? Isn't this 17 plus 1? Isn't this 19 plus 1? 24 is also 23 plus 1. So the pattern is like this. So what I have to do, what is this number? This is 29 plus 1. Next is what? Next is 31 plus 1. So they are following the proper order of prime numbers, which is 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31. Next prime number is what? Not 33. 33 is not prime. 35 is also not prime. Okay. What is prime? 37. So 37 plus 1, 38 becomes your answer, which is C. Understood? Simple. Now the good thing was that they had already written that this is based on prime numbers. Otherwise, it sometimes gets tricky, right? What it might be related to. Okay. Then next, replace the incorrect term by the correct term in the given sequence where odd terms and even terms follow the same pattern. Now again, see, they have given you the hint where odd terms and even terms follow the same pattern. That means odd, this is a series of odd elements separately and even elements separately. Correct? This is the series. You need to find the incorrect term and you should tell what will be the correct term that should replace it. Identifying incorrect term is not the question. You have to identify the term. That is your work. Now what it should be replaced with, that becomes your answer. This is the question. Understood? So first what you'll have to do, you'll have to write the series. Okay, so you write the series 3, 3, 2, 3, 2, 7, 4, 13, 10, 21, 18, 31, 28. Oof, how long is this? Then 43 and 40. Correct? Yeah. The series is done. Now here, of course, you don't have to find the next term. You have to find the incorrect term here. Now, for finding out incorrect term, what you do? See, you start looking out for odd terms and even terms separately. So let's look for 3, then 7. What is the difference? So for odd terms, I am writing the difference at the top. So 3 and 7. What is the difference here? Difference is of 4. Then 7 and 13. What is the difference? Difference is again is of 6. 13 and 21. Difference is of 8. Then this is difference of 10. This is difference of 12. And do you see any problem here? I think it's looking very good. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Everything is falling down perfectly. Correct. So let's check the even terms now. Now, if you check the even terms, let's check even terms. So now 2, 4, what is the difference? 2, 4 and 10, difference is 6. Maybe it is like 2, 6, 10, maybe. Then 10 and 18, difference is 8. Then 18 and 28, difference is 10. Then 28 and 40, difference is 12. Now this is not looking like a good series. Why? Because 12, 10, 8, 6 I understand, but this should not have been 2. Correct? This should have been 4. Correct? Then it would have been exactly like the series above, which is 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 difference. Now how do I make this difference 4? Okay, now please remember, whenever you have to change this to 4, there are two ways. Either you can make this 6 and then 6 minus 2 becomes 4, but in this case if you try to make this 6, what will happen? 6 and 10 will start having difference 4. So this will also change. Correct? Which you don't want at all. then the difference will be like 4, 4, then 8, then 10, which is what you don't want. So what we usually, the usual pattern in this, what we do, we try to pick the number which is at the end of the series and which try to change that so that the other parts are not changed. Now, if this difference has to be 4, if this difference has to be 4, another way is I change this 2 to 0. Now can you see the difference? So if this is instead of 2, just observe this green. So this is like 0. So now 0 and 4, difference is 4, then 6, 8 and 12, everything is taken care of. So what is the incorrect term? The incorrect term is 2 and the correct term that should replace it is 0. So answer becomes A, 0. Understood? Okay, then next. Now it says what is the value of x in this sequence? 2, 7, 22, 67, 202, x, 1, 8, 22. Okay, now first thing what you observe, this is an increasing decreasing what? This is very clearly an increasing series. Now increasing, what we do? First thing, we find out the difference between them. Okay, now see this. So 2, 7, 22, 67, 202, x and 1, 8, 22. This is the series. Now what you do? Yes, Dheeraj. Okay, what you do? So this is the series. Now you start finding out the difference between them. Okay, so now 2 and 7, difference is of 5. 7 and 22, what is the difference? 15. Then 15 and 67, what is the difference? This is 65 and minus 20, this is 45. Then this difference is what? 202 minus 67, what do you think? This is 202 minus 67, 12 minus 7 is 5, and then this becomes 19. 19 minus 6 is 13, so this becomes 135. Now this I don't know, and of course this also I don't know. Now 5, 15, 45, 135. Of course this is difference is changing drastically, so difference is changing drastically. Now if it is changing drastically, what it might be involving? It might be involving multiplication. Now this difference actually gives you the hint what is the multiplication. Okay, of course this is not direct multiplication here, because this is not like 2 into 3 or 7 into 3. So basically it is not reaching the whole numbers, but it is giving you a hint that it might imply some kind of multiplication. And you, if you observe this, if you observe this carefully, now here the pattern is much easier. So this is 5 into 3, 15, 15 into 3, 45, 45 into 3, 135. So in all probability, this is into 3 plus something. Now, if you can observe this, so this is actually a series of into 3 plus 1. 2 into 3, 6, 6 plus 1, 7. Then 7 into 3, 21, 21 plus 1, 22. Then 22 into 3 is 66, 66 plus 1 is 67, and it goes on like this. So the next here would be 202 into 3 plus 1. 202 is what? 202 is into 3 is 606, 606 plus 1 is 607. So answer becomes C, 607. Of course, some people can see this directly and they can get to the answer faster. Like I think Dheeraj got it. Yeah. So if you can see it directly, much better. Otherwise, if you can't, don't panic, just find out the difference between them. From there you can get this, because this was actually based on mixed series, that is mix of plus and multiplication. So sometimes you may not see it, then you can do it like this. If you see it directly, then it's of course much better. Then next, now this is 20, 10, 10, 15, 30, 75. What would be the next term? First thing is about observing what kind of series is this. 20, 10, 10, 15, 30, 75. Next term you have to find. Okay, so now first thing you see that this, what kind of series is this? So basically if you see here, from 20 to 10, this is decreasing, then it is constant, 10, 10, then it is 15, 30, 75, it is increasing. Now what I have told you, you just ignore the first term. Now what does the series look like to you? 10, 10, then all the time increasing. So this is an increasing series. Also I have told you one more thing, that one of the favorites of UPSC is this graph, that is, it decreases once and then it remains constant and then it increases. What is this series? This is actually, if you look carefully, this is actually into 0.5. 20 into 0.5 is 10, then 10 into 1 is 10, then 10 into 1.5 is 15, 1 point, then 15 into 2 is 30, then 30 into 2.5 is 75. Next would be what I should multiply it with? I should multiply 75 by 3. So this becomes 75 into 3. How many times? 5 3s are 15, 1 carry, 7 3s are 21 plus 1, 22. So 225, that is B becomes the answer. Understood? Please always remember this series. It becomes much easier to see that way. Understood? Then next, yeah, this is 2, 12, 36, 80, 150. Then the next term you have to find. Very clearly, an increasing series, correct? 2, basically 2, 12, 36, 80, 150 and x. Very clearly an increasing series. Next thing what we do, we find out the difference between them. So let's start finding out the difference. So this becomes what? This difference is 10, then 12 and 36. 12 and 36, what is the difference? 24. Then 36 and 80, what is the difference? 44. Then 80 and 150, difference is 70. Then next I do. Next is what I am trying to find. Then I keep moving forward. So this is 10 and 24. What is the difference now? Difference is 14. Then the difference is 20. Then here the difference is 70 minus 44. The difference is 36. Sorry. The difference is 26. Correct? 70 and 44, difference is 26. Next would be what? Is what I don't know. But now you can see a pattern. Correct? 14, 20, 26. Next would be what? This is difference of 6, 6. If you want to do it one more step. So this is 6. This difference is also 6. Next difference will also be 6. Then just keep doing up, up, up. So 26 plus 6 is 32. Then this is 32. Then 70 plus 32 is 102. Then 150 plus 102 is 252, which becomes your answer. So answer is what? B, 252. Okay, so answer becomes 252. Then if I were to tell you what the actual term is, so how this series is made, from what I can see, this is actually n cube plus n square, if I'm correct. So basically n cube plus n square, 1 cube plus 1 square is 2, 2 cube is 8, 8 plus 2 square, that is 4, 8 plus 4, 12. Then 3 cube is 27, 27 plus 3 square, 9, 27 plus 9, 36. This is 4 cube plus 4 square, 5 cube plus 5 square. Next will be what? 6 cube plus 6 square. Okay, so 6 cube is what? 260. 6 square is what? 36. 6 plus 6, 2 here, 1 carry. Then this becomes 5 and 2. So that is why my answer is 252. But of course, seeing this directly is trickier. So what you can do? Follow this step form. Okay. Then next. Now it says choose the group which is different from the others. As different as the CSAT 2023 paper. It was also a very different paper. Now, of course, this is not some series, this, that, but one thing remains common. What UPSC loves? If nothing is seeming to work, it is most probably prime numbers. Now, if you see this carefully, so basically this is prime, 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 prime. Oh, this is the black sheep that is hiding. 91 is 13 into 7, which is not a prime number. So answer becomes D. Okay. Then next. Now you need to tell what will come in this place, in this sequence. This is 3, 14, 39, 84, and middle term you have to find. Okay. Now first thing you find out that this is an increasing series. Now let's try to find out the first difference. So this is 3, 14, 39, 84. Then I don't know this, and next is 258. Let's start finding out the difference between them. So 3 and 14, what is the difference? 11, 10. 14 and 39, what is the difference? Difference is of 14 and 39 is 25. Then 39 and 84, what is the difference? So let's say 40, so 44 plus 1, so this becomes 45. Next is what? I don't know. Next again I don't know. Then what is the difference here? Difference is of 14. Here the difference is of 20. Next difference would be what? Okay, next difference would be what? Now, of course, you can make an argument that, sir, what you are doing here is not so correct. Why? Because you should have more terms to make a perfect claim that it should be, it is just the difference of 6 only. Correct? But what we have to do, we have to solve the question. So let's just try it. Let's just try that the difference is 6 only. Okay, and this is just repetition of 666 here, and if it falls in place, then that is our answer. Otherwise we'll just leave it. Okay, then, or we'll try in some other way. So 14, 20, next would be what? 26. Then 45 plus 26 is what? 45 plus 26, 51, 61, 71. Then 84 plus 71 will be what? 80 plus 70 is 150. 4 plus 1 is 5. Correct? So this becomes 155. Now it should be following the other one as well. So now let's do the other one. If it is following, then that is our answer. Otherwise, we'll find some other way. So now 14, 20, 26. Next would be what? 32. Then 71 plus 32. 70 plus 30 is 100. 100 plus 3 is 103. Now is 155 plus 103 258? Yes, it is. That means the entire series is getting followed. And that is why the answer becomes what? Answer becomes B155. Understood? Simple. Then now this is 2025, just last two questions. Okay, so this is 24, then x, then 12, 18, 36, 90. Okay, try to do it. Try to find the pattern. Yes, Dheeraj, correct. Yes, Meet, correct. Correct, you know? Yeah, yeah. 24x, 12, 18, 36, 90. Okay, so now first thing that you see, this is 24, then it gets to 12. Just forget forget x for some time. This is decreasing till 12, then it is increasing, increasing, increasing. Correct? What I have said, just ignore the first few terms and now see. Oscillating will oscillate constantly because it is in all probability an odd even series. So every term, every two terms will oscillate, increase, decrease, increase, decrease, increase, decrease, like this. but this is just decreasing once and then it is constantly increasing. So this is actually a series that is increasing in nature. Now let's find out the difference between them. So difference here is 6, then the next difference is 18, then the next difference is 36 and 90. So this is 54. Correct? Now now can you, so this is 6, this is 18, and this is 54. Now can you see a pattern? Can you see a pattern? What might be the pattern here? Yes, Dheeraj. So now what you get from here is that the change, that the difference is changing drastically. If the change is drastic, then what you do, this is in all probability a multiplication based series. Now if it is a multiplication based series, let's try to find out how you get to the next term using multiplication. Now this is very clear how you get from 18 to 36 using multiplication. This is into 2. How you get from 12 to 18 using multiplication? Huh? If you can think. So 12 and 18, isn't this just 1.5 times of 12? So this is into 1.5. Now I am forming something into 1.5 into 2. Now next should be what? Next should be into 2.5 if my hypothesis is correct. Now let's find out into 2.5. So that means 36 into 5 by 2. 1s are 18s are. So 18 5s are is what? 90. Yes, my hypothesis is absolutely correct. The pattern is into 2.5 into 2 into 1.5. This would have been what? Into 1, and this would have been into 0.5. Correct? Now it is following both ways. 24 into 0.5 gives you 12, and also of course 12 into 1 gives you 12 again. So answer here becomes B, 12. This is how you had to calculate it. As I have told you, some people, if they are very good, they will remember the pattern that I have told them, that is 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and it goes on like this. Very important pattern. We have already seen this 2 times now. I'll show you one more example some other time. Then all of PYQs. Then this is the last question. I want you to do this. This is 1, 3, 6, 11, 18. I want answers. Do it, everyone. Yes, Dheeraj. Yes, Shweta. Okay. Yes, yes. Good. Good, Smith. Now, most people are getting this. So this is basically the differences of 2, then differences of 3, then difference of 5, difference of 7. Now, some people might have done the mistake of finding the difference here as 9. It will be wrong. Why? Because it starts with 2. This is the difference of prime numbers. So 2, 3, 5, 7. Next would not be 9. It will be 11. So the next difference is 11. So that means 18 plus 11. What you get to? You get to 29. answer becomes C 29, not B 27. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. Again, we are done with PYQs, theory, everything within an hour. That's it. Thank you. Yes, Manoj.